Good morning, man. Welcome.
Yo, V, yo, I still need help with that Nearpod joint, bro. I don't really be knowing what to do.
All right. No worries, but this is a reminder to make sure you are in the right spot because I do not have you on my attendance. Don't forget that this is second period, Monday, Thursday.
I don't got you today, right?
On your attendance?
No, I don't have either of you guys today. Second period, Monday, Thursday. So double check your schedule and make sure you know where you're supposed to be because it is not here.
I just seen you send me the link to the class then.
Well, I don't know what class you have, so I don't know what link to send you. That's what I'm telling you. You have to check your own schedule and then find that.
No, I just seen you. All right, bro. All right, I got Miss Hicks, but I was just saying that I thought you sent me.
Did you just get an email from me, Zaire?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you.
Oh, all right. Then maybe I have you on my. Oh, you know what? I sent it to the wrong group. Oh, shoot, I did because today's Tuesday and today's Thursday. All right, that's my bad. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey, Clea, you might be in the same boat as Zaire and Manuel that were just in here, but I sent my email to the wrong group. So I actually don't have you right now. I just sent another email. I just sent another email to that same group that said disregard that email because I sent it to the wrong group. My fault. Hey, Salam. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Salam, I apologize. You're in the same boat as Kalia. So I sent the email I just sent out with a link. I sent it to the wrong group. So we actually don't have class today. I don't see you guys till tomorrow. So you want to check your schedule for second period on Monday, Thursday. So whatever that class is, that's the link you should be in right now. It is not this one. Sorry about the confusion.
For you. Side note, I was watching Get Up earlier. All right, now let's get to the Steelers, guys. Stephen A., your team. They might have a record of 11-2, too, but it's not off the last few weeks. Just asking.
Hey, Ashley, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I apologize for mixing up my emails, and I get you guys the class link sooner today. And Nazir is also with us. Good morning to you. I was wondering who that was because I didn't recognize the name when you first joined. All right. So we'll give it maybe like 2 more minutes here, to see if we get anyone else. Since I messed up my emails again, I apologize. While we're waiting, you can pull up Summit and you can find the word choice practice 1 activity that is under checkpoint 1. So you can pull that up in the next minute or two while we're waiting to see if we get anybody else logged on today. Good morning, Relisha. And Jair, do I have you back to back today? Do I have you for creative writing and then for English?
I really don't. I don't know.
All right. Well, double check so pull up the roster that you got.
I need. Where's my roster? Is it the email I have?
Yep. So you should have got it in an email from L Claudio at Yes Philly. Pull that up, and then you want to look to see what it says for second period on Monday and Thursday, and then
You can send me another link of that or something, because this says it don't show dates or anything. It just show. I don't know if this is in order or anything.
Here, do me a favor. Can you do you know how to share your screen?
No.
All right. If you're on Zoom on your laptop, down at the bottom, there should be a little green
I'm on
arrow.
my phone. Should I switch to my laptop?
I think you should still be able to do it on your phone too. See if there is a little green arrow towards the bottom of the chat that says share.
Share screen.
Yep. And that way you can show me what you're looking at, so I can better help you.
No, not that. You can see?
Not yet. All right. If that's not working, Jair, then you can just
Do I have to turn my what's name on?
if it that oh, I mean I can see your camera now. I can see you now, but I can't see your screen. So if that's not working, Jair, you can just do this. Take a screenshot of it and email it to me. I'm going to put my email in the chat. So I just put my email in the chat. You can just like take a screenshot of it and email it to me so that way I can look at it real quick and tell you where you need to go. All right.
And forward it to you?
Yeah, that's fine. The rest of us, oh, actually, it's a bummer to hear about your laptop. Is it like not able to charge? It's not turning on, or you don't know what's going on with it? All right. So while Jair is figuring that out, the rest of us, because I know Alicia, you just joined, but it's on. I just can't get past the password screen. I call for help, but it's still not working. Yeah. Don't forget, I did hear Miss Christina say in a meeting yesterday or Tuesday that email and password that it wants, or that username and password, I should say, is your Phila SD username and password, not your Yes Philly. So if your password for Phila SD is different than the one you use for your Yes Philly email, that might be why it's not working. Right. If you still can't get in beyond that, then I'm not sure. But if you've called for help, then hopefully they'll get it figured out. Right. But if you are with us today, then you can head to Summit. If you're on your phone, I know Summit is a little tricky. Do the best you can. You can screenshot stuff if you need to. The class recording will be up on the Yes Philly YouTube later today. Use that password. Yeah, then I'm not sure. So, well, hopefully they get back to you from the help desk, or Miss C can help you figure it out. But if you're able to, head to Summit, all right? And what I want you to pull up, like I have in the chat already, is the, let me find it here. Find it here, hang on. Word choice practice 1 activity. Okay, this should look familiar if you were here last class on Monday. Okay, and I will share my screen and show you all how to get there real quick. Okay, so it looks like this. All right. And you want to find that by going to Summit, finding our class, Pop Culture Poetry, right? And then it's under checkpoint 1. So you click on checkpoint 1, which you should have right here, right? Scroll down, and then you should see, eventually you should see word choice practice 1. And then if you click that, it will look like this. Okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not like that. It'll look like this, right? So that's where you'll find that. So take another minute or two and see if you can pull that up. When you have it pulled up, please let me know in the chat by giving me a thumbs up or telling me that you got it. All right. And like I said, if you're on your phone, do your best to try and get there, follow along. I know sometimes Summit is tricky.
But I send stuff to your email.
How do you send it to my email?
Yeah.
You should be able to, like, if you go to whatever you use for email, like your Gmail or whatever it is, type in my email that I put in the chat, and then you should be able to just attach the picture, the screenshot that you took.
All right. Okay.
So again, we're going to checkpoint 1 on Summit, and we're finding word choice practice 1 right here. And then it should bring up a page that looks like this. When you got it, please let me know in the chat with a thumbs up or a yes, so I know we are ready to keep going. All right. Give everybody maybe another minute here to pull it up if we don't have it already. Oh, that's what I should do.
I just sent one email.
All right. I will check that out. Just give me 1 sec. All right, so what you just sent me, Jair, looks like the summit codes. What you want to find is your actual roster. Now, it might be in that same email that you pulled that picture from, but it would be like the roster. It would be from El Claudio, and it would say like what classes you have, which days. Okay. So
Should I show you that too? Because it don't really show that much.
all right, let me do this real quick, Jair. I can email Miss Claudio and see if she can help you out. All right, Jair, sit tight. I just emailed Miss Claudio. Hopefully, she'll be able to get this straightened out. And I just got the other thing you sent me here too. see some enrollment codes. Oh, maybe they didn't attach your roster. All right. Creative, right? It's first class Thursday morning. All right, so Jair, it looks like you were in the wrong place first period. So it looks like you should have been with Miss Christina first period for English. And then you'll probably see me tomorrow for creative writing first period. But I just emailed Miss Claudio for some help, so just sit tight. And maybe we'll be able to figure out kind of what's going on here. All right. So the rest of us, welcome. Denim, welcome in. Good morning. The rest of us, hopefully we have the word choice practice activity pulled up. I see something that says reading notes or something like that. Ashley, if you're seeing reading notes, you might be in the wrong class. You should see checkpoint 1 should say word choice annotations. So if you see reading notes, you might be in creative writing class. You want to make sure you're in English 4 pop culture poetry. Okay, that's where we should be. Okay. And Denim, if you're just joining us, that is where we are working from right now. So one more time real quick, I'll share my screen and show everybody. I apologize if you can hear them shoveling snow outside my apartment, but if you're on Summit, you should be in our class, English 4, Pop Culture Poetry. Click on checkpoint 1, word choice annotations, and then you want to scroll down until you see word choice practice 1, should be right here like this. And then if you click that, you will see something that looks like this, okay? If you were with us last class and you were following along, you might even have yours highlighted like mine is too, okay? So that's where we should be. So I'll give everybody another minute if you still don't have it pulled up, all right, to find that, okay? Once you're able to pull it up and your screen looks like mine, let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up or tell me that you got it. And Nazir, I already saw your response. Thank you for pulling it up. All right. So again, take another minute since Denim just joined us if you still don't have this pulled up to get it right now. All right, how are we doing here with this, folks? Everybody's got it? Still getting there? All right, I see a checkpoint from Ash Lene. I'm gonna assume that means she got it. Great job, thank you. All right, so if you were with us last class, then you might remember we started going over this poem that we've read a couple times, Introduction to Poetry, and started to focus on word choice. That's why we have 3 different colors of 3 different types of words we want to highlight here. Yellow words are words that we don't know. Purple words are words that seem emotionally loaded, and green words are words that do not seem literal or like actually mean what they say. Okay. who has joined us. Okay. So whoever just joined us, if you can change your name so I know who you are, that would be great, but it doesn't matter because they probably have just left anyway. Yes, they have. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, folks. All right. So again, yellow words, words we don't know. Purple words, words that seem emotionally loaded. And green words, words that do not seem literal or actually true as written. And so we did an example of each of them last class. So we said, okay, hive might be a word we're not sure of. So we would highlight that yellow. And then purple are words that seem emotionally loaded. If a word is emotionally loaded, and we talked about this a little bit last time, if anybody remembers, but if a word is emotionally loaded, what does that mean? If a word is emotionally loaded? Anybody who can kind of explain that for us, either in the chat or you can come off mute. But if a word is emotionally loaded, what does that mean? I'll put that in the chat as well. Full of emotion, yeah, actually, definitely. So the word is full of emotion, meaning that it evokes a lot of emotions in the reader. So it's, it's put there on purpose for a very specific reason, to evoke those specific emotions, to make us feel a certain way. Good job. All right. And then words that do not seem literal are actually true. So these are words that we know they don't mean exactly what they say. They're meant to convey a different meaning, something else. And so we kind of highlighted all three of those, one of each. So we have hive as a word we don't know. And then we said, I said beating would be a word that is emotionally loaded because it evokes the image of, somebody, beating something or someone. So maybe somebody's angry, somebody's sad. There's a lot of emotion that goes along with that word. So we highlighted that word in purple. And then green, we highlighted this line here that says, I say drop a mouse into a poem, because we know we don't really mean we want to drop a mouse on a poem. We're saying when we analyze a poem, we should be as curious as a mouse running around in a maze, right? And so there's some kind of cheat sheet notes at the bottom here about denotative, meaning, connotative, figurative meaning, right? So, ladies and gents, what I'd like you to do is to continue reading through this poem and kind of annotate the rest of it, right? So you can copy the ones I have highlighted right now, and then I want you to read through it maybe one or two more times and see if there's any other words that fall into these categories that you can highlight, all right? And then we will come back together and see what you all have come up with. Just as a quick refresher, how to highlight something, just click down and hold over, highlight it like as if you were going to copy paste. And then I would go up here to where it says highlight and then pick the corresponding color, okay? So let's give ourselves, let's say 10 minutes with this. So about 11:10, we'll bring it back and we'll see what other words we have come up with. Now, if you're doing this on your phone and it's a little tricky to highlight, you can just maybe jot down the words that you would highlight, because I know sometimes Summit is tricky on your phone. But if you are on your laptop and you're able to highlight like this, then that's great. So again, we're looking for words that we don't know. We're highlighting them in yellow. Words that seem emotionally loaded, we're highlighting them in purple, which kind of looks blue on Summit, but it's the same thing. And then words that do not seem to be actually true, or like words that we shouldn't be taken literally, we're highlighting those in green. Okay, so again, let's take about 10 minutes more if we need it. We'll kind of come back in about 10 minutes, see where everybody's at, and see how many other words you can find and highlight here. All right. Questions on this? Everybody knows what we're doing. If I don't hear from you, I'm going to assume you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to check back in a few and see what other words we can come up with. All right, thank you guys. Good job. All right, so about 5-6 more minutes. Working through that word choice practice 1 activity, highlighting those words. We'll come back about 5-6 minutes to see what we have come up with. All right. Everybody should be able to tell me at least one more word that they have highlighted in that poem. All right. Good job. Keep it up. All right, y'all. About another minute. Start to bring it back in here. Okay. So again, we're looking at, let me get my screen share going again. Looking at this word choice practice activity right here. And so you guys should have come up with some other words we can highlight that either are words we don't know, words that seem emotionally loaded, words that should not be taken literally. All right. So can anyone share either in the chat or come off mute one word besides the ones that I did that they have highlighted in their poem or that they found in their annotations? Again, any any words that we found that we can highlight besides the ones I already have here. Words we don't know, words that are emotionally loaded, words that don't seem literal. Did we come up with anything? You can put it in the chat. You can come off mute. If you weren't able to do it in that time on your own, we can also try and work together to do it now since I am sharing my screen. So besides these words I already have highlighted, are there any words that you can see? And I'll zoom in here a little bit to make it a little easier. Right? Any words we can see that are words you don't know, words you think might have a lot of emotion attached to them. Excuse me. Words or lines that are not meant to be taken literally. What do we think? Anything? Any thoughts from anyone here? No, there's not one other word or line in here that we could highlight. What do you guys think? Should be able to get at least one. A word we don't know, a word that has a lot of emotion attached to it, a word or a line that is not meant to be taken literally. Anything we can see here or that we highlighted on our own?
The first paragraph.
So you're talking about the first stanza right here, Nazir?
Yeah.
So the whole thing, is there one line specifically, and what are you highlighting it for?
Cause I ain't really know what he meant by hold up the poem to the light like a color slide. I don't even know what a color slide is.
Okay, that's good. So we can do this. We can say color slide. We'll make that yellow, since we're not quite sure what that phrase means. And then this one, let's see, what color can we make? Hold it up to the light. So do you think he's actually talking about, physically holding up a poem to the light, or is he using that phrase to mean something else?
For something else.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. That means we can highlight it green. So because it's not meant to be taken literally. So what is he trying to say there then, do you think, Nazir, or anybody else who has a guess? When he says, we should hold a poem up to the light, what is he talking about doing? What's this whole poem, talking about? What do you do when you hold things up to the light? Like if it's a piece of paper or something like that, what are you doing when you do that? What are you trying to find?
What, like a secret message or something? I don't know.
Yeah, no, you could be on track. So this whole poem is talking about the way people analyze poetry, right? And the way people look for the meaning in poetry. And what Billy Collins, the poet, is saying here is when people do that, I want them to, that's why he says, I ask them to take a poem and hold it up to the light. So like Nazir said, hold it up. And that way we can see kind of what's behind it. If there's a secret message, if there's a secret. So that's what he's kind of, saying to do here. Like when you analyze a poem, you should do it just like you would, hold a paper up to the light, see if there's a secret message or something behind it, all those things. And then he goes on to say, these other phrases like I drop a mouse into a poem and watch him probe his way out. So we should be as curious as a mouse, right? When we look for a poem, right? But then he goes on to say, but all they want to do is, tie the poem to a chair with rope and torture a confession out of it. And this is another line that I think we could highlight in green, because we know he doesn't actually mean, physically torture somebody. He means, when most people look for meanings in poems, they try to find one that's maybe not there, or they think they know it, and so they try to just like force it out when really it might be something else. So it's almost like we're torturing that poem because we're trying to get it to be something that it might not actually be. And the only way to really find it out is to maybe hold it up to the light, drop a mouse into it, scurry around, find, be curious, you know, walk inside the poem's room. All right. Might be another one that we could highlight in green because we know he doesn't literally mean to walk into a room. Okay. And if there was another word that we could highlight in purple to be emotionally loaded, what word do you think that might be? I'll give you a hint. It's already something that we have highlighted in another color already. But do you see another word that might have a lot of emotion attached to it that we could maybe highlight in purple? And welcome, Deja, just joined us. Nazir's been doing a great job. Is there anybody that can help him out on this last one that we haven't heard from yet? A word that we've already highlighted in one color that we could also highlight in purple because it is emotionally loaded. There's a lot of emotion attached to it. Does anybody see a word like that? Another hint. looking in maybe the last two stanzas here. Because remember, in an essay, we have paragraphs. In a poem, we have stanzas. It's the same thing. But looking in the last two stanzas here, is there a word we think, besides this one that I already have highlighted purple, is there another word we could highlight purple as well that has a lot of emotion attached to it? What do we think?
Torture.
Yes, good job, killing it today. I would definitely agree. So I would highlight that one purple as well, right here. Okay, because we can think about the emotions that that word conveys, and what do we picture in our head? What are the images that we picture? All right, because at the end of the day, that's what word choice is all about. We're choosing specific words on purpose to put a specific picture in our reader's head. Okay, and to link it back to the main theme, the essential question for this project, you know what I mean? How do we define poetry? Are songs poetry? Can art be a form of poetry? What goes in the canon? What's not in the canon? All of these poems that we consider, poems in the canon, that I can pull up right here just so you can see a few. All right. Like, poems like, sonnets by Shakespeare, right? All of these poems use, word choice effectively because they put specific images in our head. And that's why they're deemed to be in that canon, that collection of works that is believed to be the best example of, literature or poetry or all those things. Okay. So, ladies and gents, what you're going to do for checkpoint 1 on Summit, which is word choice annotation. So you would click there, and then you would click right here, and it'll bring up a page that looks like this. Is you're going to do the exact same thing we just did on that word choice practice, but you're going to use the text selections resource, and you're going to pick. I know there's 3 spots here, but we'll only do 2 for now. All right. We're going to choose 2 poems from the text selections resource, which you can find on Summit. All right. Let me make sure I got it here. I'm not sure which one they mean. So I'll have that pulled up for us next time in class. But we're going to pick 2 poems from that resource. All right. We're going to analyze each poem using the instructions given in column 2, which would be right here. So analyze the word choice of the poems, identify multiple meanings of the most powerful words, explain how these words and phrases have an overall impact on the meaning of the poem, just like we did with this one, right? Consider how these words relate to the context or medium of the poem, right? So thinking about, when this poem was written, how these words might relate to that context, right? What was going on at the time this poem was written. And then, explaining why this poem was chosen to be displayed in a community, okay? What about this poem makes it worthy of being displayed publicly, okay? And you're going to do that in each one of these 2 boxes. Again, I know there's 3 here, but we're only going to focus on 2 so we can keep this project moving forward, all right? Now, this says take photos and paste your annotated poems into this document below the table. We can also just copy paste them into this box and annotate them here, and that's what we will go over next class. All right. So again, be prepared to do that. All right. Hopefully you were able to follow along here and have some of these things highlighted on your own word choice.
Where we get the poems from?
Activity. So there's another resource in Summit. If you click that little clipboard in the top right, you don't see it on my screen, but on your checkpoint you will. And there is there should be a link there that says text selections. That's where you're going to get the poems from. All right.
So on Summit, where we go to look at it?
So on Summit, it would be checkpoint 1, where it says word choice annotations right here. And then it'll look like this. And then in the top right-hand corner, you'll see like that little clipboard icon. And then if you click that, you'll see one of those links will say text selections. And then you're going to pick 2 poems from there to annotate according to these directions over here.
Yeah, I see it now. All right.
Cool, good job. So if you want to start working on that between now and Monday when we come back, that's great. If not, I'm going to go over it again Monday for everybody and kind of like model how to do it. And if you still haven't completed the activity under checkpoint 1 that says, what is the canon? That looks like this, where you have this kind of little short article and then these questions in the bottom. You want to make sure you complete that to be caught up, because that's what I was looking at for progress reports. Okay. Questions about anything? About what to do, about where to go on Summit. Right. And as always, this class will be up on the YouTube later today. So if you are a little bit lost or behind, you can check there, watch it and review. You can come to the Summit Lab in the afternoon between 1 and 3 for some one-on-one help there as well. Right, just let me know. Right. But if not, we are good to go for today. I will see you all on Monday. Have a good weekend. Stay safe in the snow. And if you have any questions or anything pops up, just let me know. Yeah, Deja, this class will be on YouTube later today. Okay.
Do we got school tomorrow?
Yes, school tomorrow, no snow days since we are already at home and virtual. Oh, and that reminds me, thank you, Deja, that there is also an assembly tomorrow at 11:30 for progress report, shout outs, things like that. And we have a new incentive for progress reports. So we are moving away from Amazon gift cards and moving into Visa gift cards, which are a little bit more accessible and a little easier to use. So we're going to explain that at the assembly. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, you want to get that Visa bread, come to the assembly and check that out. All right. All right, y'all have a good one. Stay safe. I will see you tomorrow at the assembly. And if not, I will see you on Monday. All right. Good job. Thank you.